always stay global, man. We never local, man.
Hear the stories of men and women switching hustles and escaping the odds through entrepreneurship after prison. Not only will these stories inspire you, but also unlock business tips for financial freedom. Let's get it. Thank y'all for tuning in to another dope episode of Escaping the Odds. I'm your host, Aaron Smith. As you all know, we interview the formerly incarcerated who are now successful entrepreneurs. I got my main man here with me, David Edwards, founder, CEO, creative genius, visionary of Smooth Social Roots here in Chicago, Illinois. Pretty much it's urban farming, cafe, fresh produce, grocery, man. He's doing this thing, doing a lot of great things within the community as well. So we're going to get into his backstory, what actually led up to creating this dynamic business, and that's his time incarcerated as well too. So how you doing, bro?
Where do you want me to begin, brother?
Oh man, brother, let's go back to your background. Where you from?
I'm from the south side of Chicago, the hundreds.
Okay.
Racine Courts.
Okay, 114.
109th.
Ninth. Okay.
109th.
Okay.
But I was born out that way, stayed in several projects on the south side.
Okay.
And then I moved up to the north side as preteen years.
Okay.
Teen years. I went to high school up north. Also went to high school out south too.
Okay.
But then I came back up north again.
Yeah.
But I started the whole thing with the farming thing. I told you before, I went to visit a friend in La Cruz, New Mexico. He has 3 farms, one in San Bernardino, California,
Okay.
one in La Cruz, New Mexico, and one in El Paso, Texas. He also grows marijuana. So that's actually what I went out there to learn how to grow marijuana with him. But I was more impressed with his CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture
Okay.
box program that he has. And I was really impressed by him selling 250 to 300 boxes a week at $40 a box.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I was just like,
So I'm gonna switch
man,
hustles.
myself.
Right.
Yeah, and I said, man, I can come back to Chicago and do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what I did, and tried to do it in the beginning of my journey.
Okay.
But we don't have access to all of the things that they have in the West Coast. So with doing so, I found this place called Windy City Harvest and was reading some brochures. And in reading brochures, I wound up taking a class at Daily College.
Okay.
And learned how to do everything that I do.
Okay. But prior to that, you had some run-ins with the law, right? Did some time incarcerated. Like, did you have any idea while you were incarcerated that
No.
you'd be doing anything like
No,
that? Right.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
How much time did you spend?
I spent 10 years incarcerated.
Okay.
I did 5 years in the county and 5 years in Shawnee
Okay.
Correctional Institution down in Southern Illinois.
What was that whole experience like for you, though? I know you grew up on the streets, you was hustling, so, which led to you being incarcerated. So was that all, you already knew that was a possibility for you to get locked up, and when you did, was
No,
it?
not actually, really, because I wasn't just hustling at the time. I owned a barbershop and hair salon,
Okay.
as well as I owned another barbershop too.
Okay.
And that's what I was trying to do when I came home, was open back up a full-service male spa.
Okay.
And it was just taking too much money to really put that together. And I didn't want to get back in the streets.
Okay.
But I owned a barbershop and hair salon, and actually I was incarcerated for 2 murders. And one of the murders was when somebody tried to come into the barbershop and threaten our people.
Okay.
And they ain't make it.
Okay, gotcha.
So then I had another one that was similar to that as well.
Okay.
And I just overcame it all. But that actually altered my life because I wasn't bothering nobody.
Yeah.
They came bothering me.
Gotcha.
And that altered my life and stuff, and it took me away from barbering, which I still love to do. And now I found something else, changed my passion to doing this, because I definitely love, it's a great experience to be growing.
Yeah.
Running the cafe has been overwhelming.
Okay. Now, when I first came into the spot, I was impressed by it, right? For one, never really experienced an urban farming in Chicago, you know what I mean? But like, I learned as far as like even just growing, you know what I mean? Like to have something like that in the concrete jungle, and some would say, was like, man, you know, that's like definitely different. So when a person comes into your restaurant, I know you pick some stuff literally out the garden and put it on, you know what I mean? Like it was super fresh.
Everyone the experience to do so.
Okay.
So we have several things on our menu. And that was one of the things, that's how I actually came up with the name too.
Okay.
Smooth and Social Roots. I came up with the name Smooth because I was thinking about value-added products. And that was something I was doing with my friend, was seeing how I could actually save everything that we grow.
Okay.
And that's where we were going to be making the smoothies with. And that's why I came up with Smooth.
Talk about that real quick, man, that value-added product. Like, nothing is wasted.
Nothing's wasted.
Right, and so those, oftentimes, like how much more if you could just think off the top of your head, like, could that be in profits for a company, just overall, if they thought in that manner?
But it really depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
So say for instance, right now, I'm making my own jerk sauce. So I not only make my own jerk sauce, but I make a hot jerk sauce, a sweet jerk sauce, and a jerk marinade.
Okay.
I'm finna put Walker Wood out of business.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Right.
I'm trying to be on the shelves next.
Right, yeah.
So I do got my stuff in a couple of co-ops, one in Oak Park, Sugar Beets, and then I got my stuff in another co-op called Dill Pickle.
Okay.
And that's because we grow our own Scotch bonnet peppers. We grow a lot of things that we use for different things, and that's why I said came up with smooth. We're doing the smoothies. Came up with social because I have a friend of mine that owns a tea house in DC. So we was just like, we can do coffee and tea. That's where we got the social from, which is for the vegetables.
Exactly, definitely, okay. And so pretty much, man, as far as kind of going back to the whole co-op, placing your stuff in there, like, what was that process like for you?
Well, actually, with those same co-ops, they actually buy my vegetables too.
Okay.
So that was like, I'm just, me hustling.
Yeah.
And just going out trying to get my stuff out in different restaurants, getting stuff out in different little small grocery stores, co-ops, it's like that too. So I just found some, they was really interested. They actually did a story on me last year, and I can't think of the name of the magazine now, but they did a story on me, and some people from Dill Pickle reached out to me. Okay. And then I just was going past Sugar Beets all the time because my kid's grandmother lived up the street from there. Yeah. So I just stopped in there to see what I could sell them because I went in their store and their stuff, people don't really care. Sometimes they just like sell anything in stores, and stores buy anything too, And that's what's so used with in our communities, but having like all of these Arab stores that's in the communities, and they just have this garbage in there, and people are so used to buying that it's kind of hard to get people to actually accept fresh fruits and vegetables.
Wow. Is it because they also been trained that way, but also is there a premium on the price too because it's fresh?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I mean, it could be that way in certain stores if you're going to like Whole Foods or Mariano's. Yeah. But Whole Foods, Mariano's, and nobody can beat my prices.
Okay. And why is that?
Because I sell them for the cheapest prices they can possibly get.
Right.
I mean, I'm getting 1,000 seeds for $100. It makes no sense for me to sell you a pound of greens for $25,000. It don't make no sense for me to do that. I can give it to you as the cheapest possible. Right. So as I can generate my business and help my business grow and help you grow at the same time by eating all of this food that's straight for you.
Now you said something in the beginning, man. Like, I'm a numbers guy, right? You said it was when you first met your guy, when you went down there, you're like, okay, I'm gonna switch hustle. I can do this because I was impressed by the 250 boxes. 300 boxes a day.
250 boxes to 300 boxes a week.
A week, okay.
That's what I did.
Yeah,
I did
right. Exactly, right.
I was like, man, that's like $1 million a
year. Yeah.
You know what? I think hell was selling this weed. I'm gonna go ahead and try to. I was switching games up, and I was interested in doing the marijuana thing. Yeah. Because I knew what was going to be happening here.
It was going to be legalized in the city.
So I was just like, I'm going to try to get into this. Yeah. But I was just like, okay, you know what? Yeah. That might be a fight for me to do. So let me try to do this first, and then I'll try to revisit that. And that's what I did. I was really just interested. I seen the numbers in that. I said, man, I just grow me some carrots and lettuce, tomatoes and apples.
So are the profit margins, of course, much more because you're growing it yourself? Even factoring in like the labor, you got to hire people to actually plan to do all that kind of stuff.
Perform together, that's some things that you want to add in there. And it's definitely more cost effective to do so for me by growing it. Like I said, I sell the lettuce to Champ. This is a muscular mix. Okay. So this muscular mix, I can sell it anywhere from like $8 to $9 a pound. Those seeds only cost me $300.
And how much comes out of that 300 seeds?
It depends on what I'm doing. So I might have 800 feet rows, 4 by 100 feet. So those 800 feet rows will produce me, take 2 rows together, that's gonna produce me like 100 pounds of lettuce. Wow. So that's $900. Then you get 4 cuts off every strand of that lettuce, that muscular mix. You're gonna get 4 cuts out of there before you need to replant it. Right. And that 4 cuts you're gonna get out of there, that's every 10 days it's growing. So that's $900 per row. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. If you sell it now, it's $800. Then you put some spinach with it. Yeah. You making $5,000 every 10 days. Wow. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I think you're gonna put a whole lot of people up on urban farming, man. Yeah, definitely. Right. Yeah, because I think that like in our community, we're getting more and more familiar with like with gardening or manufacturing or agriculture, I'm gonna say, right?
The world's population is getting close to 10 billion people.
Mm-hmm.
So with it getting close to 10 billion people and this whole new thing with this new pandemic thing, that's, I don't want to talk about it too much, but I don't believe in that. And I think that's all just like a way to control the world's population.
Yeah.
And that's what we're gonna. They had a thing back in the during World War I, World War II. It's called Victory Gardens, and Victory Gardens was something that was set up in communities where everybody had to grow their own food because so much food was going away to the soldiers and throughout the world. So we didn't have food in grocery stores and stuff like that.
Okay.
So us as blacks in our communities anyway, we living in food deserts.
Yeah.
And this is something that I actually found with me having the farms in the community. People walk past, they love everything they see, and they want to come over, they want to assist you as well. And I think it's a way to build community because of the way that I feel that it draws the community in, and then you're giving them something healthy to eat.
Yeah, for sure. So what was some of the biggest challenges like when you started out this whole project with Smooth Social Route?
Well, one of the biggest problems were when we faced was when it was beginning during the pandemic.
Okay.
So I had actually geared up my crop plan to actually sell to wholesale companies, restaurants, and stuff like that.
Okay.
And we couldn't do that
because the restaurants weren't open.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
Wholesale companies that actually sell to these different restaurants, they wasn't buying anything.
Gotcha.
So that actually made us have to get out there and restructure everything, which actually made it much better. Because that's where we actually started building our own community.
Gotcha.
So we were actually just doing it made our CSA bigger.
Okay.
And we wasn't focusing on our CSA at first.
Okay. Yeah.
So it made it bigger, and we grown. We got 84 members.
Okay.
So we're trying to keep growing.
Yeah. So the CSA is pretty much you selling boxes directly to the consumers, right? Kind of like, do they come into the store, or you kind of go to them and ship it out to them?
We have now we have it so we can pick up at the cafe now.
Okay.
But you also we'll deliver it to you no matter where you at.
Now, compared to what a person can get at your local grocery, like what are they getting when they come to you as far as the CSA box?
Well, CSA box for me, I'm actually selling the box. I sell bags. I don't do boxes.
Okay. All right.
I do like cooler bags.
Okay.
So with my bags, I'm selling for $40 a bag. We put a pound of Swiss chard, a pound of collard greens, a pound of kale, a pound and a half of carrots, a pound and a half of beets, a pound and a half of oranges, a pound and a half of bananas, half pint of blueberries. And we also do beekeeping at one of the farms. So we jar a little thing of honey for you as well.
Okay.
And then it's depending on the season too. We might throw in like a pound of spinach or a half pound of lettuce.
Okay.
Strawberries, different things that we growing throughout the season. You might have a watermelon.
Yeah.
We might have squash coming on at that time. But those are the main staples that we do.
Okay.
We're definitely going to be putting in that
So
bag.
that's pretty much one bag for $40. That's
exactly.
Okay.
Now,
Now,
you don't beat that.
right, that's what I'm getting to next, right? Like, so somewhere else, just to kind of get an audience a comparable kind of a number.
That's going to be $150 dang near at Whole Foods.
Oh, wow.
They give you like, you get let's say like a quarter of a pound for $3.99.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, okay, so are you able to have those prices competitive like that because at this point right now you're nimble, you're not as big as one of those big chains. So what happens like when you blow, right? When you blow up, like will you still be able to kind of maintain those numbers?
I'm definitely gonna be able to maintain those numbers.
And why is that?
Because it doesn't cost much to produce this.
Oh, okay. So basically the big chains are just being greedy.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. And then it's not local, not locally grown. A lot of that food has to travel.
So that's cost too.
Some of the things that, exactly. So mine don't travel.
Yeah.
The only thing mine gonna travel is from this farm I got right here to your house.
There you go. Yeah.
That's it. It's not coming from California.
Right. Yeah.
It's not coming from nowhere in Michigan, nowhere in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Nowhere Oklahoma, nowhere like that.
Do you find it challenging also that because you're in Chicago, it's not a Florida, it's not a California, where it's sunny all year round, right? Like how does that affect your crop? Or does it?
Actually, I'm trying to eliminate that right now. That's what I'm in the process of doing.
Okay.
Is I'm trying to work closely with the lieutenant governor and trying to put together something so where we actually can grow all year round. We're trying to build a large, sustainable greenhouse.
Okay.
So where we actually can offer that to other urban agriculturalists that's trying to do their thing too, because we don't have that here in Chicago. So like I said, on the West Coast, we have so many different facilities that you can go to, package, process, store your stuff, everything. We don't have that here. And that's something I'm trying to present to the urban agriculturists throughout Chicago, and to be able to fulfill my duty of growing all year round so I can actually expand and reach more people that way.
Let's talk about networking, man, because you're new to the industry, first coming in with a background, right? And you're doing urban farming. So what were some of the things you did, like to kind of get your name out there, to kind of get in some of those rooms where it was important for you to get in those rooms so you can thrive?
I really didn't do any of that, brother.
Okay.
Actually, everything just came to me.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I'm producing a great service.
There you go.
People was interested in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I was just been producing a great service, and it's just like, I don't even know how my name got out there like that. And then people just start reaching at me. I got the call from the lieutenant governor's office, right? So I'm like, they talking about, the lieutenant governor wants to come and meet you. She wants to do this, wants to do that. I'm like, yeah, okay. I hung up the phone.
That was
right. Whoever she want to come, she know me. What she want to do this for? So I do have a friend in office, Josina Marita, is the commissioner of the water department. Okay. So I called her husband, that's one of my good friends. Yeah. And I called him and told him, man, why don't you ask your wife to check this out? See if it's real. She called me back. They coming to your office. They coming to see you. So that it's just been, my name has been getting out there, so things have been coming up.
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. Cause I did see that's how I actually found out about you. I seen a story on you, WGN, and I read. I'm like, oh man, it's dope. You know what I mean? Yeah. Again, never do nothing about urban farming. Ate unhealthy most of my life until I went incarcerated and came home trying to eat better. But it's definitely something that's needed. You know what I mean? But I think that, at least for me, I always assumed that fresh vegetables, things of that nature, especially locally grown, it's gonna be more expensive. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so
no, it wouldn't be more expensive. Some people do actually have this. I know no CSA can beat me either. No CSA can beat me either.
Hey, describe briefly, man, like what the place looks like, Smooth Social Route, man, because I was impressed by, like, the cafe was great, but one thing that really stood out was like the gardening space, that whole outdoor look, you know what I mean?
We are a true farm to table cafe. So everything that we grow, we use 25% of what we grow in all of the food that we sell. Okay. We also use the other 25% in the market that we sell all the fresh stuff on the market, on the shelves in there as well. Okay. So, and then some of the things that we also have out there in that garden, you know, we try to interact with all of our customers. We give them the experience of being at Smooth and Social Roots. So we have a couple of things that's on the menu, such as that salmon croquette wrap and collard green salmon croquette wrap. So you can go out there, pick your own collard greens, bring it in. We garnish it with a mango salsa that we put on there as well, and it's delicious.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And then the same thing we got with our turkey burgers. So you know we got 7 chickens there.
That's what I had. I had turkey burger.
Yeah, we got 7 chickens there. So you know that fresh egg, that egg come right from our chickens.
Oh wow.
You know, and that's something we didn't speak about the class that I have. Okay. You know, so I got that class. I have a classroom there. You know, I got 7 students, and that's what made me bring that up. Okay. That's each one of the chickens, one of the students took care of. Oh, okay. While we had the pilot program going on. Okay. You know? Yeah.
Cool, that's dope, man. So it's like you got the whole community aspect of it as well. As far as getting your product inside the stores, like if someone is listening and they have a product, because a lot of people are doing things at home now, right? Especially with trying to be more healthy, especially in our community. Like, what would be some of the advice that you would provide before you even approach a grocer or a wholesaler or a distributor?
Have a product. Have a good product. Have a good product. Create a good brand, and stand on your brand. Your brand and your reputation is everything guarded with your life. That's the 48 laws of power. Yeah. And if you're trying to garner that, that's what you need to do. Just stand on your brand. Yeah. Everything else will come together for you.
So when you say standing on your brand, like, what did you do to make sure that you were standing on your brand?
Real hard, and I don't compromise the integrity of my brand by any means necessary.
Okay. By meaning stretching it or whatever. Like, what does that look like in that industry?
Anything. I won't do anything to compromise the integrity of my brand. Okay. I'm very good, very well with my aesthetics, with the farming, with the cafe, everything we do.
Okay, gotcha. Well, there you have it, man. David Edwards, CEO, founder, forward thinker, visionary of Smooth Social Roots here in Chicago on the west side. Urban Farm, man, it's dope. You know what I mean? I've actually eaten there before. And so let the audience know where they can reach you.
You can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, Smooth and Social Roots, LinkedIn as well, same thing, and we at 1517 West Warren Boulevard, Chicago, Illinois. We right down the street from the United Center. So if you go to the Bulls game, come and check us out.
Like we like to say over here, opportunities over penitentiary. So y'all continue to tune in. This episode for season 3 can be found on YouTube and also on our website, escapingodds.com. Y'all stay peace.